طيب, let's start with the detailed explanation. Allah Ta'ala says, Wal-Fajr, by the dawn. In his books, An-Nukat and Al-Uyun, Al-Mawardi said that Allah swore by the breaking of daylight from the eastern horizon. Allah swore by the breaking of daylight from the eastern horizon. That's the Fajr, the dawn. Allah swore by the same thing in Surah Al-Takwir, if you remember. Ayah 18, وَالصُّبْحِ إِذَا تَنَفَّسْ. It means, and by the dawn as it breathes. Meaning, Allah swears by the dawn as it breathes in its morning light. As its morning light creeps in, Allah swears by the dawn. What is meant by Fajr here is the general kind. That is, the daybreak of every day, and not one day in particular. So Allah swears by the dawn, this creation called Al-Fajr, which is also called As-Subh. And Allah swears by whatever He wills. The slaves can swear by Allah, like to say, I swear by Allah, Wallahi, Tallahi, Billahi, I swear by Allah. Or the slave can swear by any of the names of Allah. He can say, War-Rahman, I swear by Al-Rahman, I swear by Al-Alim, I swear by Al-Hayy, I swear by As-Samad, etc. Or he can swear by any of the attributes of Allah. He can say, I swear by the life of Allah, I swear by the power of Allah. And according to Ahmed, it's haram to swear by other than Allah. Meaning, it's haram to swear by the creation. According to Imam Ahmed, you can't say, I swear by my mother, I swear by my father. That's haram according to Imam Ahmed. And according to Ash-Shafi'i, it's very disliked. Ash-Shafi'i said, I'm afraid that it's haram to swear by a creation, to swear by other than Allah. Allah swears by whatever He wills. Here, Allah swore by the dawn. وَلَيَالٍ عَشْرٍ, and by 10 nights. This is a second swear. It was said that what is most probably meant is the last nights of Ramadan. The last 10 nights of Ramadan. Because they contain what? Laylatul Qadr. Laylatul Qadr. Those last 10 nights of Ramadan contain Laylatul Qadr usually, not definitely. And Laylatul Qadr is better than 1,000 months. Laylatul Qadr is better than 1,000 months. Laylatul Qadri khayrun min alfi shahr. Laylatul Qadr is better than 1,000 months. Ibn Abbas, however, said that they are the 10 days of Al-Adha, the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. Dhul Hijjah is the name of a month. The month when we do what? Make Hajj. Which day is the Eid? The 10th of Dhul Hijjah. The 10th of Dhul Hijjah. Eid al-Adha. So Ibn Abbas said, this ayah is in reference to those 10. The first 10 nights of Dhul Hijjah. So it is said that this ayah is in reference to the last 10 nights of Ramadan. And it's said that this ayah is in reference to the first 10 nights of Dhul Hijjah. Ibn Abbas said that due to the hadith of Jabir in Sahih Ibn Hibban and in Abu Uwana ما من أيام أفضل عند الله من أيام عشر ذي الحجة, which means there are no days better to Allah than the 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَتْرِ, and by the even and the odd. Al-Hakim narrated in his Mustadrak from the route of Imran ibn Husayn that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked about ash-shaf' and al-watr, the even and the odd. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam answered, hiya as-salah minha shaf'un wa minha watr. This means they are the prayers. Among them are those that have an even number of cycles, an even number of rak'ahs, and among them are those who have an odd number of rak'ahs. Which prayer has one rak'ah? Al-Witr. Which has two? Fajr. 3? Maghrib. And Al-Witr according to the Hanafis. 4? Dhuhr, Asr, and Isha. What else has 2 rak'ahs? Duha, Eid. What else? Jumu'ah. What'd you say? Fajr, we said Fajr. Sunnatul Fajr, 2 rak'ahs. Sometimes the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, he explained the ayahs of the Qur'an. This is just another reason why a person who's not qualified should not attempt to explain the Qur'an. Especially if he doesn't know Arabic and he's reading a translation. Why would he dare? Why would he dare? How is it that he's not afraid to speak about the book of Allah, tabaraka wa ta'ala? What if he explained that ayah and the Prophet already explained it? And his explanation contradicts the Prophet's explanation. What if his explanation is not what the Prophet said it is? Because the Prophet's explanation is correct. So how does a person dare to talk about the verses of the Quran? And that's what lots of people do, maybe most of them these days. Talk about verses of the Quran, hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from whatever appears to them, whatever they understand. This is the wrong way to go. The way to acquire the knowledge of the religion is through teachers. You learn the explanation of the Quran from a teacher, and you learn the explanation of the hadiths from a teacher, and you learn about the rules of the religion from a teacher, and you learn the belief from a teacher, and you learn everything else about the religion from teachers. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Innama al-ilmu bit-ta'allum." It means knowledge, the religious knowledge, is by learning. The explainers of the hadith said, this means the knowledge of the religion is not by reading. The knowledge of the religion is by learning. إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ بِالتَّعَلُّمِ. That hadith is narrated by Al-Bukhari. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرِ. The 4th ayah, and by the night when it passes. Allah swears by the night when it passes. Qatada said that Abdul Razzaq narrated that this ayah means when the night passes, that is, begins and ends. And what is meant is not a specific night, rather nights in general. Ibn Kathir and Ya'qub recited Yasri with a ya. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرِي with a ya. then the ra will be thin. Yasri. If you recite without the ya, then the ra will be thick. Yes. Or you can recite with the ra thin without the ya because of the ya being there originally. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرِ وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرِ وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرِ. هل في ذلك قسم لذي حجر. Is there not in all of that a swear for the one with a mind? Is there not, out of all of those swears, out of all of that swearing, is there not a swear for someone with intelligence? Abdul Razzaq narrated from Qatada that Lidhi Hijr means the mindful person, the one with intelligence. وَهَلْ فِي ذَلِكَ قَسَمْ is a question used for confirmation, meaning that the person who is mindful would know that the things by which Allah swore contain wonders and evidence that the Creator is different from the creation, and that Allah is the owner of everything. Yani, it means out of all those swears, there's a swear for an intelligent one. The intelligent one will benefit from all of those swears. Those things are worthy to swear by, for they show that they have a creator. The hijr is the mind. The mind is an attribute, a faculty, a power that Allah created in some of His creatures, like the humans, the angels, and the jinn. By this faculty, this power, this ability, they can reason. So they can think and deduce and conclude. This is not attributed to the animals. The animals don't have aql, they don't have hijr, they don't have a mind. The humans have a mind. The angels have a mind. The jinn have minds. And therefore they are accountable. They are addressed. They are addressed and they are accountable. Allah commands them and Allah forbids them. If an animal, for example, urinated on a spot, would we say he committed a sin? Why not? Yeah, because he's not accountable. The animal is not accountable. Why he's not accountable? He doesn't have a mind. And we don't agree with those people who say that the chimpanzee is intelligent and the dolphin is intelligent, meaning we don't agree, meaning that we don't agree that they have minds. They don't have minds. You can teach animals. That doesn't mean they have minds. You can teach them up to a point. After that, that's it, because they don't have reasoning. So they can't deduce like the creatures can deduce. You can teach them sit, stop, go, attack. You can't teach him A times C is 33.33333. Also, Al-Hurul Ain have minds. Those are the women of paradise. They have intelligence. Those are intelligent creatures. And also al-ghulman al-mukhalladun, the perpetual youths of paradise, the servants of the people of paradise. So all of those are among the intelligent creatures. The humans, the jinn, the angels, al-hurul ain, and al-ghulman al-mukhalladun. Those are all creatures with intelligence. That is, those are all creatures with minds. And they're alive, of course. They have life. They have minds. They have wills. That means they can choose to do what they'd like to do. The animals are alive and they have wills. That means they can choose to do what they want to do. And they have instinct. That means that Allah inspired them to know how to do things, like to make hive, to make a dam, for example, to do different things, but they don't have minds. أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ فَعَلَ رَبُّكَ بِعَادٍ. O Muhammad, have you not seen what your Lord has done to Aad? That is, have you not learned that, Muhammad, what your Lord did to Aad? Meaning, O Muhammad, you know what your Lord did to the tribe of Aad. The offspring of Aad are meant here. The first tribe of Aad. There were two tribes of Aad. There were two tribes called Aad. Here we mean the first tribe of Aad. Who are they? They are the descendants of a man named Aad. Lived a long time ago, before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. After Prophet Nuh, after Noah. Allah destroyed them. Mentioning the example of Aad is a threat and a warning to the people of Quraysh, because the people of the first Aad were much stronger than the disbelievers of Quraysh. Their bodies, they were much stronger. Yet they were destroyed for their disbelief. إِرَمَ ذَاتِ الْعِمَادِ. Aad of Iram, who had poles for their tents. Sister, can you tell me what yours says for number 7? Al-Bukhari said that Mujahid said, Irama dhati al-imad means the ancient Aad. And that al-imad means they were not city dwellers. They had tents. They had poles for their tents. Qatada said they were people living in tents. Ancient means the first Aad. The Hafiz ibn Hajar said that the most authentic of all sayings is that Iram is the name of the tribe of the people of Iram, the son of Sam, the son of Nuh. Aad are the sons of Aad, the son of Aus, the son of Iram. Aad was linked to Iram here to distinguish it from the second Aad. There was another tribe called Aad. So this ayah is distinguishing which Aad talking about. Aad of Iram. Earlier in the interpretation of Surat Al-Ahqaf, it was shown that there were two tribes called Aad. And this is supported by the saying of Allah in Surah Al-Najm. وَأَنَّهُ أَهْلَكَ عَادًا الْأُولَى, which means Allah destroyed the first Aad. التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد. That tribe, Aad, which there was none created like it throughout the lands. It was mentioned earlier what Allah said about them, that they said, who is more powerful than ourselves? This was because no tribe was created before them with similar height and strength. Aad, those were the tallest people that Allah had created. They were giants. It is mentioned that the shortest among them was as tall as Adam. And Adam alayhi salatu wasalam was 60 cubits tall. That means 90 feet tall. 90 feet tall. Adam compared to us was a giant too. Adam, the father of men. When I say a giant, I don't mean a type of creature other than a human. Sometimes some people, they mean that when they say giant. They mean something maybe it looks like a human, but it's a different type of creature. I mean, those are human beings like us. They're just bigger than we are. Adam himself, he was 90 feet tall, 60 cubits. Now, that's very tall. That's taller than a dinosaur, so-called. You know the fat one with the long neck they call the Brontosaurus? They say this one is 80 feet tall. From head to foot, they say is 80 feet tall. The so-called Brontosaurus. The one they call Tyrannosaurus Rex, they say he's 50 feet tall. Adam alayhi salatu wasalam is 60 cubits, 90 feet. 60 cubits tall, 7 cubits wide. 90 feet tall, 10 feet wide. The tribe of Aad, the shortest among them was as tall as Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. Now, these people of such tremendous height, they're called in Arabic Amaliqah. That means giants. MashaAllah. Tense for them. As tall as Adam. The people of paradise will be as tall as Adam. If we make it to paradise, we'll be there in paradise with new bodies as tall as Adam alayhi salatu wassalam. La, they had. Allah created for them what they need. Al-Buraq? I don't know. Al-Buraq, I won't go into talk about Al-Buraq now, inshallah. So those people, because of their great height and strength, they conquered everyone around them. And they said, no one is stronger than we are. Despite that, Allah destroyed them. So why is that mentioned here? Because the tribe of Quraysh, when they hear Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam recite the Qur'an, they will understand that. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi'ad. O Muhammad, don't you know what your Lord did to the tribe of Aad? Then they understand that this is a threat, because they understand Arabic very well. Aad was destroyed by a wind that blew for 7 nights and 8 days. It lifted them from the ground, and while they were in the air being blown around, they were decapitated. They were decapitated. The wind lifted them from the ground, and they fell down to the ground decapitated, without heads, dead. وَثَمُودَ الَّذِينَ جَابُوا الصَّخْرَ بِالْوَادِ. And Thamood, those who cut out the boulders in the valley. Thamood are the people of Prophet Salih. They were named after their grandfather, Thamood, the son of Abir, the son of Iram, the son of Sam, the son of Nuh. The meaning of Jabu Sakh is they dug out and sculpted the rock to make their homes. Those people, Allah gave them great strength so that they could carve their homes out of boulders, out of mountains, out of rock. They carved their homes out of the rock. They excavated their homes out of stone with the strength of their hands. They are the same people meant by the saying of Allah in Surat Al-A'raf, ayahs 77 and 78. فَعَقَرُوا النَّاقَةَ وعفوا عن أمر ربهم وقالوا يا صالح ائتنا بما تعدنا إن كنت من المرسلين فأخذتهم الرجفة فأصبحوا في دارهم جاثمين. These ayahs mean they slaughtered the camel, disobeyed the order of their Lord, and they said, Salih, bring the torture you have promised us if you are truly among the messengers. So they were destroyed the morning after in their own land. Their hearts were ruptured inside of their chests. The story of the camel, to which Allah gave an honorable status by attributing it to himself. That is, that camel was called the camel of Allah. So, by calling it Naqatullah, the camel of Allah, that gives it, that is to demonstrate its great status to Allah Ta'ala. And Allah makes great whatever He willed, and Allah makes degraded whatever He willed. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala prefers whomever He willed, and Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala prevents whomever He willed. What is this camel? What is the story of this camel? It is mentioned in Surah Al-Shu'ara, ayah 155. قال هذه ناقة لها شرب ولكم شرب يوم معلوم. Prophet Salih said to the people, this is a camel that has a drink. It has a time for drinking from the water hole or the water source, and you're not allowed to drink on that day, O people. And then you can drink the next day. So the drink of the people is every other day. The people are allowed to go to the water hole every other day, and it's haram to take from the water hole on the day when the camel can take from the water. that was revealed to Prophet Salih. It was haram for them because he was a messenger of Allah. فَقَالَ لَهُمْ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ نَاقَةَ اللَّهِ. The messenger of Allah said to them, the camel of Allah. Al-Qurtubi said that when it was the camel's day to drink, it was a she-camel, she would drink all of their water in the beginning of the day. At the end of the day, she would give them milk. And it was narrated that all they had to do was put their buckets under her udders and the milk would come down without them touching her. When it was their day to drink, they used to drink, they used the water for themselves, their livestock, and their land. And they would take enough water for the second day too. They would take water for 2 days. They were not allowed to drink from the water on her day, and she was not allowed to drink from the water on their day. And where did that camel come from? It came out of a boulder. That camel came out of a boulder as a miracle for Prophet Salih, alayhi salatu wassalam. With a baby camel too. 2 camels came out. A mother and its baby. A she-camel and its baby. What is meant by Al-Wad, the valley, is the valley of Al-Qura, a valley between Al-Madinah and Ash-Sham. In the ancient times, this valley used to be the dwelling place of the people of Aad and Thamood. The tribes of Aad and Thamood lived in that area. And therein Allah destroyed them. How was the tribe of Thamood destroyed? Allah sent the angel that screamed at them. And from the scream of the angel, their hearts tore inside of their chests. And they died. For them, it's like a blast from the sky. Allah Ta'ala, the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he informed that the angel screamed at them. From their point of view, what was it? It was a blast from the sky that ripped their hearts and their chests, and they died. One time I was at a playground, and there's a train behind the playground. And the train was just sitting there. Then it started up suddenly with a big loud noise. When it started, it made my heart shake. It startled me. It made my heart shake. And then I thought about this. It made it more understandable for me. When this big noise scared me, made my heart pound. So I wasn't expecting it. So how about the scream of the angel? Powerful angel. So the scream of the angel made their hearts rip in their chests. Then how about when the angel on Judgment Day blows his horn? A horn blast from an angel. It will make their hearts explode in their chests. And Allah does whatever He will. May Allah protect us. Ameen. وَفِرْعَوْنَ ذِي الْأَوْتَادِ. And Pharaoh, who had the stakes. So, أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ فَعَلَ رَبُّكَ بِعَادٍ. Do you know what your Lord did to the tribe of Aad, Muhammad? You know what your Lord did to the tribe of Aad. إِرَمَ ذَاتِ الْعِمَادِ. Aad of Iram, those who had poles for their tents. التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد. That tribe, that there was no tribe created like them throughout the lands. وَثَمُودَ الَّذِينَ جَابُوا الصَّخْرَ بِالْوَادِ. And don't you know what your Lord did to the tribe of Thamood? He destroyed them also. وَفِرْعَوْنَ ذِي الْأَوْتَادِ. And Pharaoh, who had stakes that he tortured people with. Pharaoh used to tie the hands and feet of whomever he was torturing to 4 stakes. Abdullah bin Mas'ud said that Pharaoh staked his own wife like that. And then he put a boulder on her back until she died. He had her fastened down, he put a boulder on her back until she died. Why he did that? Because she became a Muslimah. She was already a Muslimah, but he didn't know. Then when he knew she was a believer, he killed her. The name of Pharaoh's wife is Asiyah bint Muzahim. And the Pharaoh also, he killed the magicians or the sorcerers who believed in Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. Prophet Musa came to the Pharaoh. So he started giving him the da'wah and calling him to Islam. He told him, why don't you believe in Allah? I will guide you. I will teach you about Allah. And I will give you evidence. And I will show you how to worship Allah so that you can be a God-fearing man. He told him, what is Allah? So Prophet Musa told him, Allah is the creator of everything. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is the creator of the east and the west and everything in between. The creator of the heavens and the earth and everything in between. The creator of you and your forefathers. Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is the one who created all the creatures and guided them to their sustenance and guided them to their mates so that they could propagate, so that they could reproduce. So when the Pharaoh became annoyed with what Prophet Musa was saying, he told him, I will arrest you if you worship someone other than me. Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said, how about if I show you a sign? Meaning, how about if I show you a miracle? So the Pharaoh said, bring it. If you're truthful, show your sign. So Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he threw his staff, and his staff turned into a great serpent with a mane on its back like a horse. A snake, a great snake, a big one. His staff turned into a big snake with a mane on its back like a horse. When the Pharaoh saw that, he turned and ran away. Even Musa was startled when he saw it. Alayhi salatu wassalam. And Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wassalam, he pulled his hand out of his clothing. Not necessarily like this, I don't know how. He pulled his hand out of his clothing and it was lit up for everyone to see. So the Pharaoh said, this man is a scholarly magician. And he's a grand wizard. So then the people said, how about if we make a contest between him and the magicians? So they made a contest. And then when all the people were present, and the magicians, they said to Pharaoh, if we win, will we have a high status? He said, yes. They said, if we win, is there any prize for us? Do we get anything? He said, yes, and you will have a high status to me. So Prophet Musa told them, don't do it. So they took their ropes and their sticks and they threw their ropes and their sticks, and with their magic, they gave the people the illusion that their ropes and sticks were snakes that were moving about. So Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he took his staff and he threw it, so that's the second time, and again it became a serpent, and it devoured their ropes and their sticks, and it kept going, and it devoured boulders and trees, and the sound of its crunching, what was in its mouth, was heard by the people. And when Musa put his hand into the mouth of the serpent, it turned back into a stick in his hand. So when the magicians saw that, they fell down in sujood. They said, "Amanna bi Rabbil Alameen, Rabbi Musa wa Harun." We believe in the Lord of the worlds, the Lord of Musa and Harun. So they became Muslims. The Pharaoh said, "You believed in him before I gave you the permission?" Ala zamihi, in his claim. "You believed in him before I gave you permission?" He said, I will fasten you to a pole, and I will cut off your hand and cut off your opposite foot. They said, "It doesn't matter what you do. We believe in Musa and Harun, and we hope that Allah will forgive us for being the first believers." So he killed them. No. Yeah, but that's a different incident. That's after Prophet Musa took the children of Israel away from Egypt. This is right at the beginning here. Prophet Musa went into Egypt. He returned to Egypt, that is. He was there already, and he returned. And he returned after receiving the revelation, and he called the Pharaoh to Islam. Allah commanded him to do that. And then that's what happened. He had a contest with the magicians, and he defeated them. And they became Muslims. And the Pharaoh killed them by poles. And he killed his own wife. Al-Bukhari said in his Sahih, he narrated that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, كمل من الرجال كثير ولم يكمل من النساء إلا آسية امرأة فرعون ومريم بنت عمران وإن فضل عائشة على النساء كفضل الثريد على سائر الطعام. This means many men have become perfect, but among the women none have become perfect except Asiya, the wife of Pharaoh, and Maryam, the daughter of Imran, the mother of Jesus. Moreover, the merit of Aisha compared to the other women, is like the merit of meat broth compared to the rest of the food. Meaning, what the Prophet is saying is, the meat broth is the best part. It's so delicious. Aisha, compared to the other women, is like the meat broth compared to the rest of the food. What does this hadith mean? It means that many men have reached the status of wilaya. They became perfect. It means that they have fulfilled the obligations, avoided the haram, and were consistent in optional acts of worship until they reached the status of wilaya. They became among the awliya. Many men were like that. And among the women, few women are like that. The Prophet ﷺ said, many men have become perfect, but no women have become perfect but Asiya and Maryam and Aisha. And also the Prophet named two other women. Who are they? Fatima, his daughter, and Khadija. Those are the 5 best women that Allah created. Who among them is the very best? Maryam, the mother of Isa. Maryam has a very high status. She is among the most elite awliya. And whoever dispraises Maryam commits kufr, in fact. It's kufr. You go out of Islam if you dispraise Maryam, because Allah praised her in the Qur'an. Allah praised Maryam in the Qur'an. So how would someone dispraise her? That's contradicting the Qur'an. That's kufr. Because of the Qur'an, because of her status mentioned in the Qur'an, that's why. Because it would be contradicting the Qur'an. If someone dispraises Abu Bakr, it's not kufr, although he's better than Maryam. But if someone dispraises Maryam, it's kufr because her praise is mentioned in the Qur'an. So it's not easier for a woman to become a wali like some people claim. It's not true. This hadith proves that it's more difficult in general for a woman to become a wali than for a man. But of course it's not impossible. And a woman could be a waliya. And there were, among the women, there are awliya. There were women who are awliya. Besides these 5 women, there were others. There are a number of stories of some of those women, mashallah. But in, Rahmah, the daughter of Ibrahim, the one who saw her husband in her dream who was killed in a battle, and he gave her a piece of bread from paradise, and he told her while she was in her dream, go, Allah has given you sufficient food and drink for the rest of your life in the dunya. When she woke up, she never ate or drank again for the rest of her life, until her stomach stuck to her back. She stayed alive. She didn't die, and she didn't get weak also. And also other women. So some people, they made this claim that it's easier for the woman to become a waliyah than for a man to become a wali. That's not true, which this hadith proves that the Prophet said many men have become perfect, meaning they reached the status of wilayah, but not women. The women, few of them. So from that, then what does the woman do? Then she listens to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and take care of herself, so that she can be among the few. She doesn't think like some sick people think. They think that the Prophet doesn't like women and that Islam doesn't like women. That's not the case. Rather, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with the guidance. So when she knows about that, then she take care of herself. If she's smart, she'll take care of herself. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't say it's impossible for a woman. The Prophet didn't say women are bad. He didn't say that. But that's how Allah created the women. In general, it's a general statement. If I'll dare to go further, in general, not absolutely, in general, a man would be smarter than a woman. And of course, stronger in general. And also, it will be easier for him to be pious. That's just in general, not absolutely. For sure, there are women who are better than men. There's even women who are stronger than men. You find on the internet a woman beating a man up. You find that. MashaAllah. And there's women smarter than men too. I have some shaykhas, some female shaykhs. They make me feel very small, mashallah. Teaching. But you can take from what they're teaching that they're smart. MashaAllah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said to some women, pay charity. I looked into hell and I saw that most of the people of hell are women. Then one woman asked, why is that, O Messenger of Allah? He said, yakthurna al-la'n. They cuss everything. They damn everything. Damn this, damn that. وَيَكْفُرْنَا الْعَشِيرِ. and they deny the benefit that they got from their husband. It means that a woman's husband, for example, could be treating her well all the time, doing lots of nice things for her. So at an instance in which he annoyed her, she would say to him, "You never did anything for me." And that's a major sin. This hadith doesn't mean that the Prophet doesn't like women, but from that, then the woman would take heed. She'll take care of herself. Even a lot of women don't like women. That's known. MashaAllah. طيب, let's stop there. Any question? Yes. La. Those are descendants of Yafith. Yes. There's different things mentioned about their description, and Allah knows what's confirmed. It's not confirmed that they're dwarves. Some said that Ya'juj and Ma'juj, Gog and Magog, the people of Gog and Magog, who are trapped behind the wall, that they're dwarves. That's not confirmed. Some said that they have long ears. Their ears are so long they can lay on one ear like a mat and cover themselves with the other ear like a blanket. That's not confirmed. And other things are mentioned about them. Allah knows if it's confirmed or not. Some said they're hairy. Some said their nails are sharp and their teeth are sharp. Allahu A'lam. Allah knows. What's confirmed about them is that they're very populous. They have lots of children. One of them won't die until he has 1,000 sons. And they're fighters. Yeah, they're humans, yes. It is said about them that they're cannibals. Allahu A'lam. It's said about them that they're sodomites. Allahu A'lam. Hope not. MashaAllah. Sodomite? Person who does sodomy. Yes. These are said. Allahu A'lam. Allah knows about the authenticity of them. Ameen wa fiq. Don't want them to be cannibals or sodomites. Anything they pass by, they destroy it or devour it. Yeah, they devour it or they destroy it. They pass by a village, for example, they'll destroy it. They level everything. They'll destroy the houses, they break the plants, they eat the animals. They pass by the cows, they'll eat it. They'll eat them. MashaAllah. They pass by a whole lake, they devour it. They swallow the whole lake. They drink it up. A big lake. It's big like a sea. And you can't see the other side of the shore. All you see is water. It's big. By the time they finish passing by, it will be empty. Any other question? As long as those people are trapped behind the wall, those people are trapped behind the wall that was built by a wali. Every day they tunnel and burrow through the wall to get to the other side so they can get out. They reach the other side, they make a hole in the wall and the light shines through, and then they say, "We've reached it, tomorrow we'll continue." Then they go back. Then they come back the next day and they find the wall is filled in like they never did anything. So they do it all over again. And they do that every single day. And it's been centuries. They do that every day, every day, every day. We as believers can take a lesson from those people. Their great diligence. That's a great determination that they have. If our determination was like theirs, then, mashallah, how far and wide would Islam be spread? Until one day they'll say, "Insha'Allah, tomorrow we'll continue, Insha'Allah." When they come back then, they find the work that they did is still there. They never say, "Insha'Allah." They're all kuffar. Then they'll finish making the hole and they start pouring out in big numbers and they just raid the people. They swarm on the people, they kill the people, and they destroy property and destroy the plants and eat the food, etc. Yes. Yes. The story of Prophet Musa's cousin is that he had a cousin who was very rich. He was so rich that it took men just to carry the keys to his vaults. Just the keys to his vaults. It took numerous men to carry the keys to his vaults. He was a believer at first. Then Allah Ta'ala revealed zakah to Prophet Musa. And when Prophet Musa informed the people about the zakah, when this cousin of his, and he was an arrogant man, he wasn't pious, but he was a believer. When he heard about the zakah, he didn't like how much he had to pay, so he committed kufr. And then after that, he was bad to Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. And he tried to frame Prophet Musa. He summoned a prostitute and he paid her gold to say that Prophet Musa committed atrocities with her. So then one day he went out to Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wassalam while Prophet Musa was teaching. And he said, Musa, you said if somebody commits zina, then his punishment is this and that. Musa said, yes. He said, even if you do it? Musa said, I don't do those things, because he's a prophet, that's why. We know, those who learn the right belief, they know that prophets are impeccable. Musa said, I do not approach such things. And he said, you did do that, and they brought the woman. Then Allah Ta'ala had mercy on that woman and she wasn't able to lie. So she said the truth. She said, no, Musa, he didn't do that. This guy paid me to frame Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. So then Musa was cleared, and there came a time when this man, he came out with an entourage. He had a donkey, fancy donkey, and he was wearing his fancy clothing. He came out of his palace with his entourage, his grandees and his kiss-ups and stuff like that. And Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, Allah revealed to him, command the earth and it will do whatever you command it to do. So this man, he came to Musa and he said, Musa, if Allah has preferred you with prophethood, then Allah has preferred me with wealth. He was deluded by his wealth. He thought that because he was so wealthy that Allah accepted him. He thought that he was acceptable to Allah because of his wealth, to the point that he equated himself with Musa. He said, Allah made you a prophet, this is how he preferred you? Well, Allah made me rich, that's how he preferred me. I'm like you in a way. And he said, so let's make dua against each other and we'll see who Allah accepts. So he started making dua against Prophet Musa and nothing happened. Then Prophet Musa, he said to the earth, take them. And they started to go down into the earth. And he kept saying it. Every time he said it, they would go down more and more. And then he commanded the earth to swallow them completely and to swallow his belongings. So they all went down into the earth, and also his palace went down into the earth. That, in summary, is the story of Qalun, the cousin of Musa alayhi salatu. Any other question? سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك Barakallahu fi.